Hi, my name is Gabriel Espinoza. I just want to start off with two things. Sorry, the phone's a little shaky. It's propped up weird. And the second, I submitted my presentation along with this video and like the same submission. If you want to pull that up and follow along with me, I'll explain it. Um, because I'm not able to have both myself and the presentation on the same screen. And I'm looking over at it right now. So yeah, my name is Gabriel Espinoza. I'm presenting on the Texas State Teachers Association. So if you go on to the next slide, it's history. The name, obviously, Texas State Teachers Association. It was founded in June of 1880, which is over 100 years ago, I found out. And it was founded in Mexia, Texas, after there were two separate unions in Texas that both represented teachers, but they were separate. One was in Dallas and one was in the central region. I believe it was Austin. And then they both met in Austin in 1880 to combine the unions and make it into a statewide thing. And on their website, they said they traveled by a horse and buggy to get there. And then the why, this was to aid the general educational public atmosphere of Texans for both students and teachers alike. They both received benefits from this, and even though it's like mostly associated with teachers, obviously, because it's in the name, it has helped everyone in any community, if you really think about it. Hold on, I'm having a movie over here. So I can read this. And then for the reasoning, well, we have that. Sorry, it's important because it increases educational funding. It helped associated educators and promoted proper educational development. By this, I mean the late 1800s was a change, was a time of rapid change. There were people coming into the state, people exploring the state, and people actually settling there. And so there were laws like requiring to go to school and the public university system that were just coming into place. Um, and it wanted to not only get money from the state government or like raise money to help the schools. So the way to do it was to unionize and then help to influence policy. If you have the next slide, my thesis statement, the core of my argument that I'll be following throughout this is on the next slide with the black hole. The impact of the Texas State Teachers Association has been profoundly beneficial towards the public educational development of the youth and the professional progression of educators alike. If you want to go to the next slide. So the success. This is my favorite part when learning about this. SB, which stands for Senate Bill 26 in 2019, was a major success that the organization had, the association had, less than a decade ago, which is where they introduced a system where teachers would receive an increase in their wages based on their, like, how long they were at the school and their district size. I'm not too sure on what district size mean. I'm assuming it's like ASD is like a bigger district, so they'd get paid more like in the bigger cities, such as Houston. I know they have a lot of schools there. Yeah, and that was in 2019, and it helped. It helped teachers. It is still below the average educator income nationwide, I believe. That's on their website. That's their next mission that they're following towards. I think it's literally a quote on there where they state, even though got the success of Senate Bill 26, we are looking forward to the next thing. And there's two other main successes that they have. Their claims to have helped raise the wage in the mid 50s. I couldn't find any quality sources on this, or like a full dedicated sentence on their provided websites about this said raise in wage, but they claim it. I'm not going to argue that. And then no major education bill has been passed or has failed without their approval or rejection, meaning their lobby team that they have based in Austin has been, I mean, and the membership too, has been phenomenal. They have been able to influence the policy in the legislature in any way that they want. They always have their voice in the conversation. And that's who they work with. They work with the legislator. They don't work with direct politicians or the judiciary or the executive branches. It's just the legislature because they're the ones who are writing the policy and having to pass it in order to get money or get um, wages increase or in order to like help children have required school time. And then the reality of this is all of the TSTA, the Texas State Teachers Association, has had their accomplishments throughout the years. The opposing, trying to figure out how to word that, the opposing state government ideology, at least within the state of Texas, has always been raising the bar higher. You know, the wage is never as high as it could be because of the conservative government. There's always something that's pushing them back compared to other states like California or more liberal leaning states where the wages for teachers are increased or at least more valued by the legislature. So it's hard for them, the association, to really succeed truly and enjoy their successes when they have a government that's working against them. So they've made successes, but it's always hindered, really, at the end of the day. And then their influence, if you want to go on to the next slide. So this is my main slide. Their influence. As I just said, their influence has been lackluster. They fight for a good cause. They get things done. They have their voice in the conversation. But how is it actually directly impacting people? Obviously, you have, for members, people who pay to be within the association, they receive legal aid from the association. If they ever get sued or if they want to sue, they can get lawyers or there's a word for it, maybe pro bono, something like that, where they can have people like fighting for them in the courts. And then speaking of fighting, they also have this dedicated team of lobbyists within Austin who are in the Capitol lobbying and trying to direct the conversation towards helping educators. And then for students such as myself, actually, let me jump before that. I'll just go to students. Sorry. For students, you have myself who, I think it was 4 years after 1880, the association sought to advance public education within the state. And their success was helping in the founding of the University of Texas at Austin. And so for students, they're helping underrepresented students get more education and get a free education that is accessible. Those are three core pillars to their mission when helping students. Obviously, they're not primarily helping students, but they're wanting to advance the educational atmosphere. If you help the students, you're helping the teachers. If you're helping the teachers, you're helping the students. That's why their journey's been so successful, because it's a two-way street. And then, helping the teachers. If you pay teachers more and raise their wages, obviously they'll have more of an incentive to go to work and feel valued at their job. And this helps them perform better within schools, which helps them teach better, which helps the students learn more, learn better, and increases the overall education of everyone involved. And then for the public, even if you're not a member of the association, so let's say I'm a teacher, for instance, right? And I'm not a part of the association, but they're still fighting to help get my wage raised. I have a hard time saying that back to back. My wage raised. My wage will still get raised because they fought for me. Their actions don't only exist within their sphere. Members aren't the only ones who are succeeding. It's not like an economic interest group. It's a social interest group, a professional one even. And so you don't have to be a member to get the benefits. So it's also helping public, even if they don't want to be involved. And their mission recently, so they've been fighting against the school vouchers throughout Texas, which have been, this was an inquisitive question, I remember, which has been allowing, or the fight to allow parents to have their money follow their student, and for money to be pulled out of schools if they aren't performing as well. This completely harms students who parents may not have enough income, or underrepresented students, minorities, all around, because money's getting pulled away from them because they don't have the wealth that other school districts might have or other schools might have, and people who donate money to them. And so the association has been fighting against the vouchers, and the government that's been putting them back has been fighting for it, obviously. So they are wanting to help develop the youth who might be at risk of lacking in education. It's all these little like things that build up and make the association, these fights within education to help them all succeed. And then I just want to circle back really quick. And then back to my thesis. I just want to conclude off. It's not in the slides, if I'm saying it. Um, the association has been beneficial to everyone involved, really, whether you like it or not, which you probably would because teachers get paid more. But um, yeah, the association has been profoundly beneficial towards everyone involved and has made not only themselves grow, but everyone around them and who are helping them in their journey. Thank you so much for your time.